a month and a half ago now. I barely remember this. It's a little known book. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. The Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer.
So, okay, what version is this? Is this an updated version that it's easier to read?
Yes.
Okay, because I wanted to get Knight's Tale from the Magic Bookshop, looked at it, and I'm like, I understand nothing that is being said. It looks impossible to read. So I think the original Canterbury Tales must have been similar.
Yeah. I mean, these are from, what, the 1300s, I think? He died in 1400, so these books are from the 1300s. So this is
ancient,
like way before Shakespeare in English even. Like this is difficult.
Yeah,
not as hard as maybe reading Beowulf, but still this is pretty old English, you know. So
is it Old English or
I think it's early middle. It's early middle.
Early middle, yeah.
But this is pretty tough, and
there's a lot of pretty pictures.
This version is fantastic because the English is updated. And also because it has lots of beautiful pictures. Some are black and white, some are colour. And sometimes they're just small ones. Sometimes it's a whole page. It's fantastic. Like, the pictures kept me going. I'm going to be honest. This was better than I thought. I was prepared for something, like, really quite dry. And I thought, oh, is this going to be dry? Is this going to be, boring? But no, it was quite good. I'll tell you why. There's two bits that would have been really dry and boring, and my version skips them. It literally just says, here's a 50-page, religious tract. We've skipped it. It's like, okay.
Thank you.
So, late on the button, Alfred. So,
useless.
Make some tea or something. So, yeah, basically, these are funny stories. These are people. So they all get together. Oh, Alfred. They all get together. It's a kind of symposium. And they're just talking as a whole bunch of people. I mean, Alfred is beating up Alex right now.
Just because I said you're useless.
So, I've been attacked. Behave. So basically, right, what happens here is a bunch of people get together. And I would love to do this in real life. They just say, okay, there's 30 of you. We're all stuck here for the night. Everybody go around and tell a story.
Oh,
and they just tell a story each. And I'll show you here, in the contents, it's like the knight's tale, the miller's tale, the cook's tale, the shipman's tale, the prioress's tale.
So the knight's tale is in this. It was for some reason, its own book at the Magic Bookshop?
The pardoner's tale, the physician's tale, the nun's priest's tale, the squire's tale. So it's fantastic. Everyone just tells a story. And there's even one that gets a bit too racy, and they have to cut him off and be like, okay, we'll leave yours. And it's kind of done in a nice way. And a lot of these are a bit more crass than I expected. I thought I was prepared for some really dry stuff, and it's not that at all.
So what's the version of this? What should people look out for, I suppose?
I mean, my version is called The Canterbury Tales, an illustrated edition. It's a massive looking volume.
Massive red book.
With a big picture on the front. And this was, it's by Leopard. I never heard of that publisher. But it's a lovely version from the 90s, and it was this was a gift from an old work colleague, and very nice. The same chap who gave me the Around the World in 80 Days board game.
Oh, nice.
So, and the Columbus board game, but 2 out of 3. So.
Yeah. We've played Columbus board game more than once, though.
Yeah, twice.
yeah, that is more than once.
So there's one of my favorite, just a quick example of the kind of stories. This guy wants to kiss a fair maiden, and he goes through to the window, and he thinks he's kissing the girl, and he's surprised. He closes his eyes, and he goes for the kiss, and it's like, oh, I did not expect the girl to be so hairy. And then at first you think, oh no, he's kissed a guy with a beard. But then he's actually kissed a hairy ass, because that guy stuck his ass through the window, and he's kissed it. So.
I like the double bluff.
It's a double bluff, which is hilarious. And that's kind of stuff repeats, actually. That's quite characteristic of the type of thing that happens in this. A lot of the stories are that type of stuff. A lot of cheating as well. But I'd say it's kind of fun. A little bit of violence as well. There's some where people are getting, beaten up. here's one where... So I'll just read this. So basically, he grabs at Alan by his Adam's apple. Adam grabs him back in a furious grapple. So I should mention it's all in rhyming couplets. That was tough to get through at times.
I bet, yeah.
I'm not a fan of that. So his nose and thumb's broken. I'll skip ahead a little bit. He stubs his toe, he trips and falls. Then he ends up falling on the bed and realizing that his wife is in there with another man. So it's all this kind of stuff. Like, everyone's cheating on everyone, everyone's fighting everyone. I thought it was fun. It was fun. It was silly. It gave me like Aristophanes vibes at times.
Okay, yeah. It's like Aristophanes maybe mixed with Shakespeare. Like you get some of the raunchiness
and for example, and thus the bumptious miller was well beaten, and done out of the supper they had eaten, and done out of the money that was due for grinding Alan's corn, who beat him too. His wife was plumbed, so was his daughter. Look, that comes of being a miller and a crook.
There you go. Sold.
So, it's
one of those that you would sit down, maybe read a couple stories, and then put it away for a bit, it seems like.
Yeah.
You wouldn't read the entire thing necessarily.
I did, but I don't necessarily recommend doing it all in one go, But it's only a couple hundred pages, really, if the pages are this big. So.
Yeah.
These are big pages, to be fair. Here's a fun one about a guy who plays the Cook's Tale, a guy who plays dice. It talks about him and his girl and blah, blah, blah. Then it just ends with, to a young fellow of the self-same sort, equally fond of revelling, dice and sport, whose wife kept shop to save her good repute, but earned her living as a prostitute. And then it just says, of this tale we will hear no more. And it cuts off at that point. Like, can't get into risky ground here with the prostitution.
You're still Middle Ages and probably can't say some things.
Yeah. There's some about, people not letting their daughter, like, marry certain men and things like this. There is one where a guy just says to his daughter, like, well, to save your reputation, you will basically have to just be killed. I'll just have to kill you.
Oh, yeah, as usual.
Yeah, it's like, those are your two options. Either you risk a bad repute, or I kill you. It's like, I think I'd choose the first option, technically, but...
Yeah, I suppose...
The Monk's Tale is interesting, because it is a series of little biographies. The first one of Lucifer, the second of Adam, the third of Samson. And then it goes through, there's Hercules is in there, Nero, the Roman emperor, is in there.
Your favorite.
There's a Count of Pisa. Like, just a bunch of... I do like, just a bunch of of biographies. So there's a bit of variety in the tales, Some of them are more historically based. There's one or two that kind of do touch in Greek mythology and that type of stuff as well, Greek goddesses and things like that. They're very funny in their style, the way they're written. I would honestly say, this was recommended to me by an author who called in a long, long time ago, and I always thought, this is going to be too tough a read. I don't think I can do it. I mean, here's one here. You forfeited my heart and lost my love. I cannot love a coward. A beast was attacking them and he got scared. It's like, well, you're not a man.
There you go.
I don't like that toxic masculinity, but anyway. And look at the pictures. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. It has lovely pictures in it. And you can only read it when it's updated, it seems like.
Yeah. I would say don't read... If you're getting, like, the Old English. We took one look at it and we was like, oh, God. And that scared me. I was like, I've got to read all this. I don't know if I can do it.
Because even the Knight's Tale being, like, 150 pages or something, and the Magic Bookshop, I'm like, I don't think I could read more than 5 pages of this. I don't think I would understand any of it. It's rough. It's rough.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was looking. It was looking like we just couldn't possibly get through it. But luckily this version had the updated language, and that made it a lot better. The Summoner's Tale is kind of funny as well. And just as Judas kept a little bag and was a thief, just such a thief was he. His master got no more than half the fee. To give the man his due, and not to skimp, he was a thief, a summoner, and a pimp.
That's pretty good.
So it's
good. If you're not into poetry, this will do it.
It will make you laugh, and it always puts the, obviously it's like that rule of threes, the thief, the summoner, and the pimp. They always put the joke at the end of the couplets and everything as well. But if you don't like rhyming couplets, I don't like them. I got through this and it was fun. honestly, right, there's one or two of the tales that I'm skimming through because some of them are boring. Of course, when you've got this much variety. So I picked the funny ones to talk about. Of course, there's some boring ones in there, which is like, the Knight's Tale's boring. It's like, let's talk about a knight going around. It's like, cool. Is there anything funny happening in this one? No, okay. Next.
Yeah. I mean, just watch the movie, maybe. I have no idea if it's even related.
I'm guessing it's one of those ones where it's loosely based on it.
Probably.
Another funny bit in the Summoner's Tale is basically he kills his friend, he is then condemned to die, someone else is told to lead him out to die, but because he doesn't do that, the judge is like, guess all three of you gotta die then. It's just like weird stuff, and it's in a time where you would have just had like a local lord who was essentially judge, jury, and executioner, So that's it. Again, there's one based in Carthage as well, some historical stuff. I'm not going to go into any more of them, but if you think you're curious about it, or you think, like I thought, wouldn't mind reading it, but I'm scared it's going to be really dull and really boring, get a copy with pictures and updated English, and give it a go.
Sounds very nice.